I warned my wife, "Don't embarrass me at this industry awards ceremony." She smiled and publicly thanked her true partner, not me, in her acceptance speech. As I was walking out of the ballroom, her phone lit up. It was a frantic text from her CEO. "The main sponsor just pulled out. It's your husband's company. What did you do?" I should have trusted my gut 3 months earlier when things started to change. My wife Amanda Reynolds, no, I do not call her that anymore. She became a stranger long before that night at the Apex Industry Awards. Let me rewind. I lead the technology division at Stratton Solutions, a software company that manages enterprise security systems. We are not in the Fortune 500, but we are solid, with a good reputation, stable contracts, and yes, we had the money to sponsor industry events. $3 million a year for the Apex Awards alone. It was good for business and good for visibility. My wife worked as a marketing director at Fusion Media Group, a different sector and different circles, but our worlds intersected at these events. This year, she was nominated for Director of the Year, a big deal for her. She had been obsessed with it for months, but something felt off. She came home late, always on her phone, always with work stuff. I am not an idiot. I noticed Tuesday nights turning into client dinners and weekends turning into strategy sessions. She started dressing differently and wearing new perfume. She was physically present but mentally absent. Yes, 2 weeks before the awards, I was in my home office when I heard her on the phone in the next room. Her voice had a tone I had not heard in years. Soft and playful. Whoever she was talking to, it was not a client. When she saw me in the doorway, she changed instantly. "I will send you those reports tomorrow." "Thank you, Derek." She hung up quickly. Derek. Derek Langston, her chief executive officer. I knew the name. I had met him twice at corporate functions. A slick guy in expensive suits who wore too much cologne and had that fake laugh people use at networking events. I did not confront her right then. Maybe I should have. Instead, I watched and paid attention. I started noticing how his name came up way too often in her conversations. Derek thinks we should pivot the campaign. Derek approved my travel budget. Derek wants me to present at the quarterly meeting. A few days before the Apex Awards, we were eating dinner. While I ate, she was scrolling on her phone and smiling at something. "You know the awards are on Friday, right?" I said. She looked up. "Obviously, I am a finalist." "I know. That is why I am saying this now. Do not embarrass me at this event." Her eyes turned cold. "Excuse me. You heard me. Whatever is going on with you lately, whatever this phase is, keep it under control on Friday night. My company is the main sponsor. There will be 300 people there, all industry folks. Our reputations matter." She put her phone down slowly. "Are you seriously trying to control what I say at my own awards ceremony? I am asking you to remember that you are still my wife. Act like it." She stared at me for a long time, then picked up her phone again. "Do not worry. I know exactly what I am going to say. That should have been my second warning. But I was tired of the coldness, the distance, and the feeling that I was living with a roommate rather than a partner. Part of me just wanted the night to be over." Friday arrived. The Apex Awards were held at the Grand Plaza Hotel downtown in Chicago. It was a black tie event with an open bar and the whole works. I wore my navy suit, the one I save for board meetings. She wore a red dress I had never seen before, probably bought specifically for the occasion. She looked beautiful. I told her so. She said, "Thank you," without looking at me. We drove separately. She claimed she had to arrive early for finalist photos. Fine by me. I got there an hour later. I checked in at the sponsor table and made small talk with vendors and partners, the standard industry stuff. I saw her across the ballroom talking to a group of people. She was laughing, animated, and happy, the version of her I had not seen at home in months. Then I saw him, Derek Langston, approaching her group. The way she lit up when she saw him tied my stomach in knots. It was not a professional smile. It was a real one, the kind she used to give me. I walked over. "Good evening, everyone." The group went quiet. My wife's smile faltered. "Hi," she said flatly and distantly. Derek held out his hand. "Great to see you again. Fusion Media Group really appreciates Stratton's continued sponsorship. Big night for us." I shook his hand with a firm grip and eye contact. Big night for everyone. Good luck to the finalists. I looked directly at her when I said it. She looked away. The ceremony started an hour later. Dinner was served, and the awards were presented. Marketing Director of the Year was the second to last category. When they announced the finalists, The cameras zoomed in on each nominee. My wife was sitting 3 tables away, right next to Derek. His hand rested on the back of her chair. The presenter opened the envelope. And the winner is from Fusion Media Group. Congratulations. The ballroom erupted in applause. She stood up, hugged Derek too long and too closely, then headed to the stage. I clapped and smiled like I was supposed to. She took the microphone, looked at the crowd, and found me in the audience. For a fraction of a second, I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was all in my head. Then she spoke. Thank you so much for this honor. I want to thank everyone who believed in me, who supported me, who pushed me to be better, and I especially want to thank my true partner, the person who really saw my potential and helped me get here. She turned to look directly at Derek Langston. Derek, thank you for everything. You have been my rock this year. This award belongs to both of us. The room went quiet. Not calm, but completely silent. It was the kind of silence where 300 people collectively hold their breath because they just saw something they should not have. I felt every eye in that ballroom turn toward me. Some looked away quickly while others stared. I saw a mouth drop open and someone at the sponsor table cover their face with their hand. My wife stood on that stage holding that trophy and smiling at another man while her husband sat in the front row. The husband whose company had paid for the entire event. I stood up slowly and calmly. I buttoned my jacket, adjusted my tie, and walked toward the exit. I did not run. I did not storm out. I walked like a man who had an important place to be, because I did. Behind me, I heard the murmurs begin as whispers spread like wildfire. I heard the presenter try to regain control. Let us give another round of applause. I pushed through the ballroom doors and headed toward the parking garage. My phone vibrated in my pocket, then again and again. I ignored it. I was almost at my car when I realized her phone had been left on our dinner table. I had noticed it there when I got up, a small black rectangle she had forgotten in her moment of glory. I turned around, went back into the hotel, and walked straight to our table. Her phone was still there, the screen lighting up with notifications. I picked it up. There was no password. She had disabled it months ago, saying it was annoying. The messages were from Derek. What did you just do? Call me right now. The sponsor pulled out. Everything. What happened? That is your husband's company. Are you crazy? I took a picture of the messages with my phone. Then I put her phone back on the table exactly where I had found it. After that, I walked out of that ballroom for the last time. I did not sleep that night. I did not even try. I stayed in my home office with a glass of whiskey I never drank, staring at the photo on my phone and Derek's panicked messages. Those words confirmed everything I had suspected for months. She came home around midnight. I heard her car in the driveway, the front door open, and her heels on the hardwood floor. She called my name once, then twice. Then silence. She must have seen the light under my office door, but she did not knock. Wise decision. Around 2 in the morning, I heard her bedroom door close. Yes, her bedroom. We had been sleeping in separate rooms for 6 weeks. She claimed I snored. I did not argue. Saturday morning, I was up at 6 in the morning. I showered and dressed in jeans and a button-down shirt. I made strong coffee. I was going to need it. My phone had 43 missed calls, 27 from her and 16 from numbers I did not recognize. They were probably people from the event wanting to know what had happened. I deleted every voicemail without listening. At 7 in the morning, she came downstairs still wearing the red dress from the night before. Her makeup was smudged and her hair was messy. She looked like she had been crying. Well, we need to talk, she said. I poured my coffee and did not look at her. No, we do not need to. What you did last night was humiliating. Walking out like that and causing a scene. I turned around. She stopped talking. Causing a scene? I left quietly. You were the one who thanked another man on stage in front of 300 people while your husband watched. It was just professional gratitude. You are overreacting. I took out my phone, opened the photo of Derek's messages, and held it up. Professional gratitude. Right. Is that what you call it? Her face went white. You snooped through my phone. You left it on the table. It was lighting up. I got curious. I put my phone down. Turns out your true partner is panicking because the sponsor pulled out. The $3 million. I wonder why that happened. You did not do that. Oh yes, I did. I called our vice president of marketing at 11 at night. I told him to send formal cancellation notices first thing Monday morning, not just for this year, but all future contracts. Fusion Media Group is done. She grabbed the counter. You cannot do that. That is my career. Your career. Interesting, because last night you clearly said Derek is your true partner. So let him sponsor your career. Let him fund your awards. Let him handle the fallout. This is insane. You are destroying my professional reputation over a thank you speech. I laughed, actually laughed. A thank you speech? Is that what we are calling it? Not the late nights, not the Tuesday dinners, not the weekends away. Just a thank you speech. She opened her mouth, closed it, then opened it again. I do not know what you think is going on, but you are wrong. Oh, really? Then prove it. Show me your phone right now. Let me see your messages with Derek, your emails, and your call history. Silence. That is what I thought. I picked up my coffee. I am meeting with my lawyer Monday morning at 9. You should probably find one too. Lawyer? You cannot be serious. I am dead serious. You humiliated me in public. You disrespected our marriage in front of my business partners, my colleagues, and everyone we know. You thanked another man as if he were your husband. So yes, lawyer. She started to cry. It was the kind of crying meant to make you feel guilty and make you back down. I felt nothing. Please, can we just talk about this? I made a mistake. I was not thinking clearly. The pressure of the nomination and the stress. Stop. Just stop. I put down my mug. You did not make a mistake. You made a choice. You chose to embarrass me. You chose to disrespect me. You chose Derek. So now I am making a choice. I choose to leave. Where are you going? It does not matter. It is not your problem anymore. I grab my keys. When you talk to Derek later, tell him thank you for making this decision easy. I had been on the fence about our marriage for months. Last night clarified everything. I walked past her toward the garage. She grabbed my arm. Do not touch me. She let go as if I had burned her. I got in the car and drove with no destination in mind. I ended up at a diner 40 miles outside the city, ordered breakfast, and scrolled on my phone. The industry group chats were blowing up with people asking what happened and speculating. Someone had recorded her speech and posted it. It already had 12,000 views. One message caught my eye. It was from Colin Matthews, my vice president of operations. Saw what happened. Sorry, man. If you need anything, I am here. Also, board meeting Monday at 10. They want to discuss the sponsorship situation. I texted back, I will be there, and thank you. Another message came from my sister. Just saw the video. Are you okay? Call me when you can. I did not call. I texted, I am fine. I am handling it. Love you. The rest of the weekend was a blur. I stayed at a downtown hotel. It was a nice place with a king bed and room service, no drama. I turned my phone off Saturday afternoon and turned it back on Sunday night. I had 96 missed calls. I deleted them all except 3 from my sister, Colin, and my lawyer. I called my lawyer first, Michael Hargrove. We had worked together on contracts before. He was a good guy, straightforward and no nonsense. I saw the video, he said when he answered. Hell of a way to find out your marriage is over. You said it. Can you meet tomorrow early? I already cleared my morning. Is it okay? Perfect. Bring everything. Bank statements, property deeds, whatever you have. And if you have proof of infidelity, even better. I am working on that part. I hung up and made another call to a private investigator. A guy named Scott Bennett who had done background checks for our company before. If anyone could dig up information fast, it was him. I need surveillance, I said. Full workup with photos, messages, and locations. How fast can you move? If the money is good, I can start tomorrow. The money is good. I will send you the details. Monday morning, I met Michael at his office and laid everything out. The distance, the late nights, the speech, the messages. He listened, took notes, then looked at me. Do you want to file immediately or wait for more proof? How long would waiting take? If your guy is good, 2 weeks, maybe less. But here is the thing. That video is everywhere. Every lawyer in town has seen it. If she gets a lawyer, they will tell her she is in a bad spot. Public humiliation of a spouse is not a good look in divorce court, especially when that spouse is the primary breadwinner. So file now. Quick and clean. We can always amend it if more evidence comes in. But right now, you have public documentation of her thanking another man as her true partner. That is gold. Do it. He pulled out some papers. I signed them. 20 minutes later, I had officially filed for divorce. At 10 in the morning, I walked into the board meeting. 6 executives sat there, all looking at me. Some looked sympathetic while others looked uncomfortable. Our Chief Executive Officer Robert Sinclair spoke first. We have reviewed the situation. The board supports your decision to pull the sponsorship. That being said, we need to manage the optics. The industry is talking. We need a unified message. The message is simple, I said. Stratton Solutions maintains the highest standards of professional integrity. When those standards are publicly compromised, we respond accordingly. We do not fund companies that disrespect our leadership. Colin nodded. Clean and direct. Jeffrey Coleman leaned back. Approved. We will put out a statement this afternoon. In the meantime, take whatever time you need. Personal matters take priority. I appreciated that, but I did not need time. I needed momentum. Monday afternoon, the statement was online. By Tuesday, 3 other sponsors had pulled out of the Apex Awards. The event was in trouble. Fusion Media Group was in even worse trouble. Wednesday morning, I got a call from Scott. You are going to want to see this, he said. How fast can you get here? Give me an hour. What he showed me changed everything. Scott's office was in a strip mall between a tax preparation service and a nail salon. It was not fancy, but the guy got results. That was what mattered. He had a thick file on his desk. I sat down and he pushed it toward me. I have been doing this for 17 years, he said. This might be the easiest case I have ever had. They did not even try to hide it. I opened the folder. The first page was a photo of my wife and Derek outside a hotel, the Lakeshore Inn, about 30 miles from our house. His hand was on her lower back. She was laughing at something he was saying. The next photos showed the same hotel from different angles, them walking in together. The timestamp said 2:15 in the afternoon on a Thursday. I checked my calendar. That was the Thursday she said she had an all-day workshop across town. There were more photos from different hotels on different days, always during business hours, always when she told me she was in meetings or at conferences. How many times? I asked. That I can confirm? 11. Over the last 8 months, starting last October. Always weekday afternoons, 2 to 4 hours each time. He booked under his name and paid with his corporate card. His corporate card? Idiot. Yeah, well, arrogance makes people sloppy. There is more. He pulled out printed messages, text exchanges between her and Derek. I started reading but stopped after the third one. My stomach turned. You do not need to read them all, Scott said. The point is, it was not just professional. They were involved in an inappropriate relationship and were planning a future together. She told him she was going to ask you for a divorce as soon as she got promoted to vice president. That was supposed to happen after the awards. I put the papers down. She was waiting for a promotion to leave me. Looks like it. She wanted the financial security first. The promotion came with a 30% raise and better benefits. She thought she would be in a stronger position after the divorce if she had that locked down. And the speech, the thank you. Scott pulled out another document, screenshots of messages between her and Derek from the week before the awards. A message from her read, I am going to make sure everyone knows who really supports me. His reply was, just be smart about it. We do not need any drama before your promotion is official. Her reply, do not worry, I will handle it perfectly. I gave a bitter laugh. She had handled it perfectly. All right, here is where it gets interesting, Scott said. I talked to a source at Fusion Media Group off the record. After your company pulled the sponsorship, the board called an emergency meeting. They are furious. $3 million gone and other sponsors backing out because they do not want to be associated with the mess. The Apex Awards might be canceled entirely. Good. It gets better. The board started investigating Derek. Turns out he has been using company resources for personal matters for years. Corporate card for hotel rooms, company car for weekend trips, and expense reports that do not add up. Your situation just gave them an excuse to dig deeper. I leaned back in my chair. So he is in trouble too. Big trouble. Word is they are considering termination. And if they fire him, your wife loses her biggest ally at the company. No promotion and possibly no job. Possibly. She is good at her job. The board knows that, but she is now the person at the center of a massive scandal that cost them millions. They might keep her, but she will never get that vice president spot. Not after this. I stood up, walked to the window, and looked out at the parking lot. A soccer mom was loading groceries into her car while an old man walked his dog. Normal people living normal lives while my marriage was imploding spectacularly. What do you need from me? Scott asked. Everything you have. Print it, organize it, and make it court-ready. My lawyer is going to want this. Already done. The second copy is in the folder. I turned around. You are efficient. I told you, easy case. These two handed me everything on a silver platter. He paused. For what it is worth, I am sorry this happened. But at least you found out now instead of in 5 years. Small comfort. But yeah, I took the folder and left. I drove straight to Michael's office. He was with a client, but his assistant said he would call me when he was free. I went home instead. Home. Funny word for a place that no longer felt like one. I went in through the garage. The house was quiet. Her car was not in the driveway. Good. I was not ready for another confrontation. I went into my office, spread the evidence out on my desk, photos, messages, hotel receipts, and a timeline of events. It was all there. Months of lies. 8 months of her claiming to be tired, stressed, and overworked when in reality she was with him. My phone rang. It was Michael. Got your message, he said. Did you find something? Found everything. Can you come over? I do not want to discuss it over the phone. Give me an hour. He arrived 53 minutes later. I walked him through every piece of evidence. He took his time, read everything, and took notes. When he finished, he looked at me. This is airtight. With this plus the public humiliation at the awards, you are in the strongest position possible. She will get nothing beyond what the prenuptial agreement stipulates. We have a prenuptial agreement. You do not remember signing it. I thought back 5 years ago, the week before the wedding. She had said it was just a formality, something her lawyer recommended. I had signed it without reading it too closely. I was in love and stupid. I remember now. What is in it? I need to review the actual document, but it typically protects premarital assets, your company shares, your investments, everything you owned before the marriage. She would be entitled to half of what you earned during the marriage. But given the proof of infidelity, we can argue for a reduced settlement. How reduced? It depends on the judge, but we are talking significantly less than 50%, maybe 20%, or even less. And the house. Yours. You had it before the marriage. The prenuptial agreement should protect that. I felt something unfamiliar, real relief. So she gets almost nothing. She gets something, just not what she expected, probably. He closed his folder. I am going to file an amendment to the divorce petition and include all this evidence. She will be served in the next few days. Once she sees what we have, my guess is she will want to settle quickly. And if she does not, then we go to court, and we win easily. After Michael left, I stayed in my office for a long time, just sitting there and taking it all in. My wife of 5 years had planned to leave me. She had been involved in an inappropriate relationship with her boss. She had publicly humiliated me as part of a twisted strategy, and now she was about to lose everything. My phone vibrated. It was a text from Colin. Fusion Media Group just announced they are postponing leadership changes. No promotions this quarter. Thought you would want to know. I smiled. It was my first real smile in days. I texted back, thanks for the update. Another text came in from an unknown number. It is Derek Langston. We need to talk. Please call me. I deleted it and then blocked the number. Some conversations are not worth having. She was served Thursday afternoon. I know because she called me 60 seconds later, her voice filled with shock and anger. Are you kidding me right now? Adultery? You are really claiming adultery. I was in a meeting. I excused myself and stepped out into the hallway. I am claiming facts. You want to dispute them? Talk to your lawyer. I do not have a lawyer yet. Then get one. You are going to need it. She was crying now, the angry kind. You are trying to destroy me. Everything I worked for. You are taking everything. I am not taking anything. You gave it away yourself. That speech was your choice. Derek was your choice. Lying for 8 months was your choice. I am just responding. It was not 8 months. I stopped walking. Excuse me. There was silence on her end. Then quietly she said, it was not that long. The evidence says otherwise. 11 documented hotel visits starting last October. Do you want to keep lying or accept reality? More silence. Here is what is going to happen, I said. You are going to read those divorce papers and see exactly what I have on you. Then you are going to call a lawyer and decide your next move. But understand this. You publicly humiliated me. You disrespected our marriage and everything we had. So no, I do not feel bad, not even a little bit. I hung up. 2 days later, her lawyer called mine. He wanted to negotiate. Michael called me with the update. She is ready to settle and wants to avoid court. Her lawyer knows how bad this looks. What is she asking for? 25% of the marital assets, the car she drives, and 6 months to find a new place to live. Counter with 15%, the car, and 3 months. Done. The negotiations took a week going back and forth. Finally, we landed on 18%, the car, and 4 months. I could live with that. But the fallout was not over. Friday morning, Fusion Media Group announced the firing of Derek Langston, effective immediately. The press release cited misuse of company resources and conduct unbecoming of leadership. My wife called again. He got fired. Are you happy now? That was not me. That was him making bad choices. You ruined his career. He ruined his own career. Corporate cards leave a trail. He should have thought about that before booking hotel rooms. I am getting demoted. They are moving me to another department. It looks like a step down with no direct reports. All because of you. All because of your choices. Own them. She hung up on me 7 times. 3 weeks after that, the divorce was finalized. I signed the papers in Michael's office. She signed them remotely. We did not see each other. There was no need. The house was mine. Most of the assets were mine. She took her settlement and left. I heard through mutual friends that she had moved 2 hours away to a new city for a fresh start. Derek apparently moved to another state entirely. Their relationship did not survive the scandal. Shocking. The Apex Awards were canceled that year. Too many sponsors had pulled out. The organization blamed unforeseen circumstances. Industry folks knew the truth. As for me, I was done looking back. 6 months passed. The industry moved on. People stopped asking about the night of the awards. New scandals replaced the old ones. That is how it works. I was promoted to Vice President of Strategic Development. Robert said I had earned it. I had handled the crisis with dignity and kept the company's reputation intact. The board approved. My team grew. We landed 3 major contracts that quarter. Business was good, better than good. I started going to the gym again and lost 15 pounds. I felt stronger and clearer. Turns out carrying around a dead marriage takes more energy than you realize. One Tuesday, Colin invited me to a tech industry networking mixer. I almost said no, then thought why not. That is where I met Sydney. She worked in cybersecurity consulting. She was quick-witted, confident, and had me laughing within 5 minutes of conversation. We talked for an hour. She gave me her card. I waited 3 days to call. I did not want to seem desperate. We met for coffee, then dinner, then more dinners. She knew about my divorce. Everyone in the industry knew. She did not ask for details. She just said, "People make mistakes. What matters is how you handle it." I appreciated that. 2 months later, the Apex Awards organization contacted me. New leadership, clean slate. They wanted Stratton Solutions back as a sponsor. I declined. They offered a better deal. I declined again. Then they asked if I would speak at next year's event on a panel about crisis management and professional integrity. That, I considered. Michael thought it was a power move. Colin called it poetic justice. Sydney said it was my choice. I accepted. The speech was not about revenge or about my former wife or Derek. It was about maintaining standards, knowing your worth, and walking away when respect is gone. 300 people attended. It was a different crowd from the previous year, with a few familiar faces, but mostly new ones. I spoke for 20 minutes and received a standing ovation. Afterward, someone asked if I had ever confronted my former wife after the dust had settled. No, I said. Some people do not deserve a closure conversation. They just deserve to be left behind. The room nodded in agreement. I flew back that night. Sydney picked me up at the airport. We had a late dinner at a place near her apartment. Nothing fancy, just good food and better company. She asked how the speech went. It went well, I said. But honestly, I am done talking about the past. I prefer to focus on what is ahead. She smiled. Good answer. And for the first time in years, I believed it. The past was over. Derek was gone. My former wife was someone else's problem now. I had my company, my career, and my self-respect. It was enough, more than enough. A year after the awards disaster, I got an email. The subject line read, "I owe you an apology." It was from her. I stared at it for a solid minute with my finger hovering over delete. Then curiosity won. I know I do not deserve a reply. I know what I did was unforgivable. I have been in therapy, working on myself, and trying to understand why I made those choices. I just wanted you to know that I am sorry. Truly sorry. I hope you are doing well. I read it twice, then closed my laptop. Sydney was in the kitchen making breakfast. She looked over. Everything okay? Yeah, just someone from the past trying to rewrite history. Are you going to reply? I thought about it. I thought about all the things I could say and all the ways I could make her feel worse. Then I realized something. I did not need to. No, I said. Some apologies arrived too late, and this is one of them. I deleted the email and blocked her address. Done. Sydney slid a plate across the counter. Pancakes. Perfect. We ate breakfast, talked about work, and made plans for the weekend. Normal stuff. The kind of stuff that matters. Later that afternoon, Robert called. Board meeting next month. We are announcing expansion plans, including a Denver office. We want you to run it. It is a huge opportunity with a six-figure raise and your own team. Interested, I looked around my house. The house that once felt empty now just felt like a space I could leave if something better came along. Let me think about it. Take your time, but not too much time. That night, I told Sydney about Denver. She did not hesitate. I can work remotely. If you want company, I would move with you. Why not? A fresh start sounds good. 2 months later, we were packing boxes, leaving the city, leaving the memories, and leaving everything that reminded me of the person I used to be married to. The house sold fast in a good market for top dollar. I signed the papers in the same office where I had signed my divorce papers. Full circle. Denver was cold in November with snow already on the ground. Sydney and I found a modern, clean downtown apartment that felt like ours. No ghosts and no history. Just moving onward. I never heard from my former wife again. I never asked what happened to Derek, and I did not care. Some chapters closed quietly. No dramatic ending or final confrontation. Just a door that shuts and stays shut. I was fine with that. Better than fine. I was free. Comment. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment and speak from the heart after sharing this story with you. Self-respect should never be something we compromise. Setting clear boundaries is how we protect our peace and our dignity. Taking responsibility for your own happiness is one of the most powerful choices you can make. Sometimes, walking away isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself with courage. Healing takes time, but it always begins with honesty and self-kindness. Be gentle with yourself while you figure things out. You deserve relationships that honor and value you completely. Choosing peace over chaos may feel scary at first, but it will always be worth it. Thank you for being here, and remember to take good care of your heart. If you like the stories, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.